using the new drawer. Shauna got me a new foam cannon. Check it out.
That works nice.
Yeah, pretty happy with the drawer.
Yeah.
We desperately need to wash this Airstream. There's so much sap and bird poop and other debris on this trailer. Shauna picked up the Walbernize Wash. We usually don't use that. We usually do the wash and then wax step with the Walbernize product. We're gonna try this stuff in the foam cannon and see how it works. When you're done with your coffee, do you have time to help me wash the trailer?
Yes. I need to change my shirt, but otherwise I should be okay.
Sounds good.
All right. It's so dirty, it's probably gonna take us all day.
Yeah, it's gonna take a long time. While we are washing the Airstream today, my real focus is testing the propane appliances before winter. There's a lot of small parts that are trip enders in these appliances, and I've kind of lost track of what I'm actually carrying now. So I'm gonna go over that as we go through the appliances, but first we're gonna wash this trailer. I'm excited to try my new toy. For the Walbernize Wash, it recommends 4 to 8 ounces per gallon. I've put some in here and I'm gonna put some water, and hopefully it's the right amount.
Very detailed.
Detailed.
Not too bad. I think we should open these.
Yep, I'm gonna get the screwdriver now.
We don't open these too often, but we're gonna open them today.
If you've never opened yours before, it's just a little quarter turn on the screw.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, gross over here, look at that.
Yeah. All right, look at it. That's what we're doing today.
Oof.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. A little muddy.
All right, let's open the rock guards too, please.
All right, I'll get a wrench. A little bit of junk in this one too.
If you could get the up high, I'll do the up low. Nah, I'll do the down low.
Up and over the top.
I'm too short to reach much higher, and I have an armpit full of Walbernize, so.
Runs down to the elbow nicely, doesn't it?
Elbow? I wish it would stop there. It's right in my armpit.
Not so loud, everybody will want some.
Gross, Andrew. Gross. This is actually kind of stained and gross.
Tannins. Oak tannins. So when I go up here, I'm gonna try to like work down the
bird feathers stuck to your arm.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I have no idea where it came from.
Your plumage is showing.
It's pretty nice plumage right there, right? What I was trying to explain is I want to get the part that really shows well with the mitt before I get into the middle and kind of get the
sketchy.
Doesn't really show, lots of sap. Lots of sap.
Well, I'm worried the sap is going to eat the finish on the trailer.
Me too.
So we need to come up with a plan for that as well.
Yep.
All right, one step at a time.
Probably could have put that in a better place. Oops. The awning is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Shauna is right now going to close it up. I'm going to do the roof, then we'll put it back out to dry. It's better. Not perfect.
Andrew's up there, spraying it down before he starts scrubbing. Ooh, that looks nice.
I'm getting there. About halfway down the rig right now. Still got some more to do. Close. Getting there.
It is really slippery. Please be very careful, buddy. That Walbernize stuff is awesome, but...
Awning going back out so we can let it dry. Fingers crossed. Still working.
Andrew's just buttoning up the rock guards and the segment protectors, and we should be picking up the hose stuff for the day. On to the next. It's way better. It's not amazing. Trying not to be too precious about it, too perfect, because in a couple of days it's just going to be covered in bird poop and more sap. But we've made some progress protecting the finish, at least for today.
It's been several months since we tested this on propane. My biggest fear is that it's full of cobwebs and other debris and may not actually run well. But Shauna's going to fire it in a second and we'll see. It's been running absolutely great on electric, and as we're on full hookups, not an issue.
Ready?
Yes.
All right.
Bit of yellow flame drama to start there, but mostly blue now. I think it looks bluer in reality than it does in the camera, but you can see we've got a pretty good blue flame, steady. Side note, that high pitched whine you hear is coming from the control board, and I'm told they all do that. It's a common complaint. I guess that's how you know it's working. We want to take a few minutes tomorrow and go through this, but for right now, it looks like we're doing all right. Just loosen up a little dust and send it through. This water heater technology's basically been the same for the last 30, 40 years. There's tankless options now, but honestly, I don't mind this. Main goal now is to see if we can make a full tank of hot water without any glitches or issues. Occasionally I've had hot water heaters in the past. They'll run for a little while, but they don't make it all the way to full hot. Maybe it was a thermostat issue. We'll go over some of that in detail. So if I take out the dinette cushion, I've got an access panel here that gives me visibility of the top of the furnace, and it's the closest I can get on the inside of the Airstream to the mechanics of the furnace. Most of the access is outside, but what I want Shauna to do right now is to turn on the furnace so I can listen right here and see what things sound like. Now this is a Florida trailer and a flood trailer, so salt air and water intrusion could be an issue with this, and this has sat still for months. So it's possible this fan motor may sound bad right when we fire it up, but for the record, it was working for several months when we first got the trailer. Are you ready to give that a try?
I'm turning it to furnace right now.
Perfect.
And I'm turning it up like crazy warm, which seems wrong, but okay.
Yeah. Let's let it run and see what happens. All right, fan motor's spinning and it doesn't have any bad squeals or anything. It's starting off right. I heard a noise that maybe this igniting, but I'm not very sure.
It's blowing at the registers. It's not hot yet.
No heat yet. This is hot air. I feel hot air.
Oh yeah, no, I do too.
Yeah, we're doing, well, we're cooking with gas, honestly.
Yeah.
That's
funny.
Exactly what's happening here.
So one of the things we need to address, the fact that the hatch doesn't close all the way or is like bent or racked, and that vent is basically just going to blow our warm air across the back of that door and right back outside. So we need to come up with a solution for the hatch seal. That lower corner just is racked or something.
It's a bit too dark to show you the hatch problem, but I'll revisit that tomorrow. And I think we're going to take another look at the bumper too. This is working right now and it's working well. No weird noises. Came on immediately, no hesitation. All to the positive. It doesn't mean that it's going to run all night, you know, when it's cold a month or two from now, but I'm pretty excited right now to see it working well. It's too hot in here. I'm not sure we can run this much longer. Did you just click it off?
I did.
Awesome. I heard the click. Yep, it's working like it should. So far, so good.
You want to try this next?
I think so. I'm a little unclear how we know when it goes to propane.
So you can hear it usually at the back.
Okay.
It has like a little roar, but let's go see.
Okay. It's a bit dark out here. Wanted to try this when it was darker. Maybe I could see the flame when it switches over, but we'll see. Ooh, I heard it switch over. And there it is. Hard to film, but I'm trying. Down in there, we've got a nice little blue flame. We're running on propane.
Well, that's the fridge, the furnace, and the water heater, but we don't know if that water heater is hot. Why don't you go take a shower?
I'll try the dishes first. I don't want to get into a shower and realize we don't have any hot water.
Okay.
Let's
Chicken.
No, you do the dishes. We'll work up to it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Proof of water first. I started to do dishes. Really, I just did one dish. I realized the water was already piping hot, so I gave up and took a shower. And it worked great. Piping hot, still is. Hot water heater is working great on propane. Tomorrow we're going to go through the Wheeler Reserve and just investigate what we're carrying for spare parts. And we're going to finish fixing up that bumper.
See what else we can get up to.
Yeah, see what else we can get up to. All right, see you in the morning.
This morning coffee is sponsored by Rodney and his wife from a Super Thanks. Thanks so much, guys.
Good morning, guys. We've got a beautiful, I dare say, fall feeling day now. Got the back open. It's a little bit breezy. Pretty awesome. I've been digging in the Wheeler Reserve some of the parts that we were talking about yesterday and got them laid out here today and go over a few things. So one of the biggest deal breakers for us for winter camping is no heat. We need heat to keep the pipes warm. We need heat to keep Shauna warm.
That's true.
It's true.
High risk, buddy.
A little bit.
Wrecked your laundry.
No, the laundry will keep me from dying. Padding.
I'll take the bag.
All right. 2 bags. There you go. I'd like to carry a spare control board for the furnace, but I used my spare to get this one running right when we bought the trailer. I'm gonna get a spare, so I've got one. But the 2 things I'm carrying right now are a spare sail switch and a high temp limit switch. This part essentially senses if the furnace is too hot, and the sail switch senses if there's a good airflow to make it safe to fire the flame. Let's go outside so I can show you where these parts are installed. The larger furnace panel comes off with screws that come out fairly easily. This also is attached with screws, but you'll have to wiggle it to get it out. There's some degree of corrosion that happens because it's just steel on steel, one slid into the other. So you have to kind of wiggle it to slide this out. So let me do that now. The final screw to take the big piece off is hidden behind here. Sail switch is located here, and the temp limit switch is located right back there. This is my relatively new, was replaced last year, furnace board. Obviously I need to blow the dust off out here. Of all the spare parts that you could carry, this sail switch may be the most crucial one. If it doesn't detect a good airflow generated by the fan motor through the burner chamber, it won't light, because essentially that's an unsafe condition for a propane flame with nothing to push the heat away. This is at the heart of making it all safe. The sail switch itself just has a little bit of motion that clicks a tiny switch. That's really all it does. Now, I had a little bit of bad luck buying these from Amazon, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. This switch that I'm carrying spare now is from an RV dealer, and I think it's an authentic part. There's a ton of them on Amazon. I'm gonna try to capture the sounds of a normal furnace firing. I put my mic inside the furnace to capture the sounds here. What you hear right now is the sound of the blower fan. Next you'll hear ticking, and that's the igniter, followed by the roar as the burner ignites. All right, I've just turned the gas off. What I'm trying to explain here is that the sail switch is going to detect the airflow, and it's going to then allow the gas valve to open, and then the igniter will fire. Now this time the furnace lit but immediately ran out of gas and went out. So it will try yet again to ignite. Under conditions like this, the furnace will try to light 3 times, and then it will go into lockout. You can reset this condition using the toggle switch on the side of the furnace. Maybe you just got propane and you forgot to valve the tank on, or you valve the tank on, but there's so much air ahead of the propane in the lines that it's just pushing air to the furnace, and that air is not going to ignite. It's going to take a couple rounds to push all the air out so that there's propane to ignite. The biggest trick, the easiest trick for that is to run your propane stove for a minute. See, the furnace right now is just giving up on trying. It's done 3 rounds. It didn't get a good sustained flame, so it shut off. If I hit this switch right here, off, reset, it'll try 3 rounds again. Right now, I'm gonna go put the propane back on up front. Now, we try to do all our own RV repairs, and I realize that's not for everyone. But if there's one bit of advice I can give, it is to be familiar with these appliances so that before you've got some kind of catastrophic trip-ending repair, you might know how to bridge that. And you might want to learn this on a nice warm day, such as today, versus in the driving snow. All right, I'm happy with how the furnace looks, and I've got it all stitched up. Here we are back at the water heater. One of the things that I hadn't remembered that occurred to me last night was we had seemingly hotter water and kind of more plentiful hot water on the propane. So the electric, it does pretty well, but maybe it's not quite as good. Anyway, I hadn't remembered that. I'm ready. Sean is going to fire the water heater, and I believe the gas is off right now. So what we're going to see is a water heater that doesn't want to fire. It's lit. I think that flame is failing. It just went out and it knows it. You'll listen for it to try one more time. There's no gas to light, so it's going to go into lockout just like the furnace does. If you've got a situation where your water heater appears to be trying to light but is not lighting, sounds like a gas issue, you may want to check to make sure your tanks are actually valved on, and also that you don't have air in the lines because you've been away from the camper for a while or something of that nature. Yes.
Propane valve on. I am not getting anything at the stove.
Propane is off for this demonstration.
Sorry.
It's all right. She brings up a good point. We like to say we refill the propane, we just go and run the stove immediately, and that way the water heater and the furnace don't get bound up, or the fridge get bound up kind of trying to light on air and then locking themselves out because they can't. It's easier just to make sure the stove has propane and then everything else will work. Spares I carry for the water heater: a control board, a temp limit switch, and the thermocouple and igniter piece. This is the control board. It's basically the brains of the water heater. It goes up here, and all the wiring connections originate from it. To replace this, I'd recommend taking a picture first and then removing the wiring connections. And when you put it back, follow your picture. Now, before you do that, you can check this tiny little 2-amp fuse. Perhaps your water heater is not working because this fuse is blown.
Do we have a spare of that?
Oh, we carry spare fuses. I actually have the old board that I saved from our older trailer. Just by way of demonstration here, this is a propane only board with this many connections. This is propane and electric. So this is the correct board for this trailer. Now, this is the temp limit switch, and essentially it goes right behind here. And this will essentially shut off the burner when the water heater reaches temp. So we've had a problem with a water heater in the past that was short cycling because it wasn't getting a correct reading from one of these. We replaced it and solved the problem. This is the thermocouple assembly, and it also works as the igniter. So what it's doing is when it goes to fire, you'll get a spark happening between here. That will ignite the propane. It's also making sure that it detects heat. If the flame were to go out but the gas stays on, it will essentially detect no heat and shut down the gas valve. Speaking of gas valves, that's found here. And while I'm not carrying a spare, I probably should. What can happen with these is they become stuck open or stuck closed. But at any rate, what it's doing is it's pushing gas out a little orifice here. It mixes with air at this chamber here, and that gas goes down and is ignited over here. Now, the main thing that I'll say that's adjustable here is this little slider controls your air mix ratio. If you've got a flame that is primarily orange, you might have a problem with this. It's not mixing the fuel and the air correctly. If you don't have a nice clean blue flame over here, you could hear sputtering, popping, and you might actually see kind of black soot forming up here. And those are all signs that your air mix is not right. If you have any of those issues, this is where you'll adjust that until you have a clean blue flame. Now, we do have another video about deep cleaning and de-sooting the water heater. We're not talking about that so much today as spare parts. So let's keep moving on spare parts. In the fridge, we don't have as good a view of the burner chamber. You can see the flame reflecting over here. Got a quick video of that. The flame is actually up in this chimney when running on propane. Now for the fridge, the spares that I wish we had would be the control board over here. We don't have that spare with us right now. That'd be a good one to have. And the gas valve. Pretty much the same technology as the water heater. We'd want that gas valve if we had a spare, just to stop it from being a trip ender. This is the gas valve here. It's electrically controlled. The last thing that could be a trip ender in your propane system is a regulator. I would advise carrying a spare regulator and possibly also the propane lines, the pigtails that go from the regulator to the tanks. I've had those fail over time a few times and definitely recommend a spare. Back at the bumper end, I'd like to get the bumper cover resealed down. I tested this sealant, which led to a bit of a disaster all down through here, not realizing I had a complete new tube ready to go. So I'd like to try this one and see how I make out. But I think the hatch open gives me a little more clearance here for the tube to actually fit. So I'm gonna have the back open, then we're gonna close the back and clamp it down and leave it like that a week. So I did have good adhesion on the sealant where I got some. Now with the way I was fighting with the tube, it was hard to actually get it everywhere I needed to. So anyway, success was mixed. We're gonna try again.
Andrew is just squidging that stuff as far in as he possibly can, by the look of it.
I've got the cement on kind of everywhere I want it. It's kind of tacking up. It's not the best stuff to use. Kind of slowly coming to that determination. Yeah, it's tacky and I've got to clamp it down now, so that's where I'm headed.
Okay.
Got some clamps and a bit of dead weight on here just to keep it in place. The downside to this stuff is the cement can squeeze out the sides a little bit, so I'm gonna have to do some cleanup when we get this all dry. But from what I can tell, I've kind of poked at it with a chopstick and it seems like it will kind of get pushed back to where it's supposed to be, and I should be able to clean it up pretty well. Well guys, I hope we've helped out. I hope we've encouraged you to check out your own appliances. We feel like for the cost of some of these small parts, essentially way less than the cost of a new appliance, you can make sure your appliances are good. And what this will really mean is it's the difference between having a nice 2-week camping trip and waiting 2 weeks for parts to arrive. And we'd hate for anybody to have a trip ending catastrophe for a small part that could be carried as a spare that takes up very little space.
Well guys, that's all we have time for today. We'll see you guys next weekend. Thanks for being here.